What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Not a lot of news today coming out, so again, just kind of slow time in the market, where we don't have to really worry about too much. But does that continue the trend after quite the amazing run? We just keep going higher, 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 which is crazy. But we got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Bill, Cheryl, Corey. We got Georgia, I said that correct. Good morning to you. We got GWJ, Lauren, Marius, Matthew, Mike. Good morning to Mike is Peter. All my people out in YouTube land. Good morning, Clarice. And all my lurkers in the background. It's just not saying anything. That's okay. Hit that like and subscribe button. But we're in that gap fill zone. So yeah, with the I don't know how, but we're here. We got a really strong close yesterday. We are still above yesterday's VPOC, so that's all good. We're right there. Next target up would be 561. Then we're looking for like a 563.48. Probably a little higher. Yeah, about 563.48. That would take us to any close above that. We're looking for all-time highs, which is the craziest thing if anybody has that long-term memory back to 2 Mondays ago. 3 Mondays ago, I guess now. But back to here, you're like, okay, market put the top in. That's it. Even if we just jump around a little bit, we should get at least a pullback somewhere. But we're I think all-time highs for this year again, I think is back on the table. We do have a couple spots to kind of run through, but we got like I said, the next one we'll call it like 563, 68, something like that. So if we start closing above that, yeah, that's a strong double top spot after this entire move. Some people are going to definitely be looking and just still shocked as to how we got back up here. So I think we probably put a little resistance in there, but anything above that would tell me bulls firmly in control, and we just continue moving higher. TLT's moving higher too. TLT. Yep, TLT moving on up too. So we're getting close to the September date. Again, we still have what, 2 weeks? We have this week, next week of August. I don't think much more. I think we got most of the info that we need for this month out of the way. And now we're just banking on Jerome Powell kind of coming out, lowering some interest rates. I would expect some TLT to continue to move higher, but even this one, I mean, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, lower interest rates, uh, massive pullback. Okay. All right, I guess so. But it is what it is. Let's take a look at real quick at the Qs. QQQ. But yeah, TLT trying to recover a little bit. We got we got TLT. We got Qs. Really strong close yesterday. What worries me today is I do have really good resistance. I think the higher resistance here would be 481.90. There's still one tiny one more, 483.48. So I think, and when even back here from June 27th, June 28th, June 26th, this should be a really strong resistance. Again, we just powerhouse right to this thing. Bulls full in control. We'll see if they have the ability to get through it today. Otherwise, for today, at least in terms of Qs, the next support comes in, and I think it's a mini support, but that would take us down to like 478.52 on a retrace. All of this volume was still, most of the volume was still very beginning of the day. We didn't really move that. So a big retest is possible where we're still just kind of even throwing in one of these gaps, or not gaps, but candles, where we could definitely have the sentiment of like, okay, this runs over at the end of today, and then who knows what happens tomorrow, and we just end up just jumping right through again. But big resistance, so it'd be interesting to see where this one closes for today. SPY has, I think, a little bit more room on it, unless we could get really above this 438.25, we'll call it. If we can start getting above that at all today, that puts this gap fill on the table, which would take us a big move up to 495.66. And again, anything breaking that, we're talking all-time highs again. So very, very key level. Going to be very important close in the Qs. SPY has a little bit more kind of wiggle room. But anything above those zones on Qs, we can just absolutely continue this rally. So I know it feels dirty. This market's just been moving nonstop, but it could get higher as long as we can get past this last point. Especially, I would even you could use yesterday's high as some kind of gauge. Would like to see some kind of pullback first. Again, just massive days bullish in a row. VPOC on the lower end of yesterday's candle, so that's a little deceiving. You're into some pretty good resistance on this one, but we will see. We will see. Let me see if I missed some tickers. So we got, yep. If you guys got tickers, let me know. We got NVIDIA, we got Amazon, NVIDIA. Really impressive close yesterday for this one as well. Keep in mind, every day that goes by is one day closer to those major earnings. I don't know that we're at all-time highs by the time earnings come out. At this pace, we'll be there by today. Yesterday's candle put in a range of 123-ish to, so it's about a $7 move. $7 up from here takes us to this imaginary gray line, and we're right there. So all we need is pretty much one day of yesterday, one more of those, and we're heading into Nvidia's earnings at all-time highs, which is just wild. Um, Other than that, really strong close. That VPOC did move up higher. We're sitting kind of right at it, maybe slightly below it now. So look for the zone of 129. See if we want to get back above that. We get some candles that would give us the opportunity to continue bullish. With the next target being 130.86. That's a pretty good resistance. Otherwise, if we could break through that one, we got 134.41 for today on the charts. But we're starting to lose a little bit of that edge on the bull side, at least with immediate resistance ahead of you. If you're still obviously long-term bullish, um, those are just obstacles, not really resistance. And you're looking for that thing to move higher, but not bad on NVIDIA. I can't really play to the bear side yet, and nor do I want to. I really don't want to play anything bearish in this market because the bulls are just absolutely monsters. Uh, to the downside, though, if you're going to try it, well, first of all, you'd probably want to see any close below 128.40, and then maybe get back to this 124.65. That would be a stretch goal. Otherwise, 126.33. So not a huge range. You actually do have a little bit more range to the bull side for today, believe it or not. But you do have a couple decent obstacles first, so I wouldn't take that one out of the picture yet. AMZN. This one definitely has some more room on it. Pre-market, we're gapping down slightly though, which is fine. We'll take it. We've got the 100 and the 50 coming in, so we got the 100 EMA at 179.26. That could hold us back a little bit. We got 180.12, also 180 psychological hold number, so could be some selling pressure somewhere at the 180 zone. The next thing too is the next real target that I have is about 181.09. So if this one wants to pull back a little bit, the closer I could get to, which I think is a really good support at this point, 177.44. The closer I could get to that, at least the better risk to reward I would have for some kind of a bullish play. So we'll throw this one a little bit higher on the list, but I need this one to pull back just a little bit first. We shall see. Let's see. We got PANW, PANW, who reported earnings yesterday. Nice little gap up. Pretty good beat. I don't think he had a huge move. I guess this morning it kind of moved a little bit more, but yeah, the initial reaction was very muted. It was like 6%, which is not typically a bad reaction, especially if you're bullish and you're holding shares. If you did play this one with calls or options, those are probably losing some value pretty quickly. Interestingly enough, there's nothing really holding us back from going higher from here. So next target, which longer term picture would be 161, 161. That's the wrong way. 361, 361.92. We got some room there. It's a little bit of a retest from yesterday. I would expect some kind of pullback at open. But besides that, I like the fact that this has no volume and we have a lot of room higher. I like the fact that the next VPOC doesn't really come into like 363, so it's still $13 to the higher side. I also like the fact that it didn't matter really what the company was going to do, but in this market, it's just going to go higher. So that's good too. Let's see if we can get a. I would love to see a pullback into this 345.24 range. I don't know if I get that. I think I'd have to be patient and just accept the fact I might miss the $13 move on this one. It's got a lot of room on it. Maybe I could go with a pre-market setup, take some kind of breakout, have some stop below it, something to that effect. But I like it. I do like this one a lot. I like it bullish. I like it bullish. The real play is to be patient, though. So I'm gonna have to be patient on it. Figure out how to get into this thing. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be annoying. I'm gonna cry a lot. I feel like I'm gonna just miss $13 move on that one. Lots of room on it. Both Corey and Clarice want some Tesla. Got some Tessie. I think they had some news where they're cutting some of the Teslas they're making in China. Uh, European Commission lowers China EV import duties for Tesla. Oh, so they got a lower. Never mind. Yep, they didn't lower the amount of. I was gonna say, why is the stock jumping on that? But yeah. All right, so they reduced some of the taxes for Tesla to 9% from 20%. All right, I could sell a couple more cars. Pretty nice gap on this one. Again, this is technically a retest gap. I don't really want a big retest on this one. So my retest spot from yesterday, maybe we do come into it, but 220.95 would be a good spot to buy if we could get it down there. I don't know if I want that big of a retest. Maybe give me into this one here, which is right at the top of yesterday's candle as well. But even if we put in a small candle, I'm still okay with it. If we could start bouncing off of 223.93, I don't know if this gap has to fill. Even though it's a very small one, it's pretty insignificant. This is a pretty good breakout from this downtrend. We also have, I think my next target would be 231.58. I guess we should have held the swing trade a little longer, huh? If only I knew. If only I knew. But yeah, 231. That still gives us about $7 to the higher side. I'd be okay with a high wave on this one. I don't really need a full on retest. If I could get it, great. So 223, 221, something like that. We'll get that higher on the list. Got some good news. Boeing has standard news, I guess. Yeah, somewhere like their brackets holding the engines weren't actually holding the engines anymore. I think if you do own shares in Boeing at this point, I would probably, this is not financial advice, but I would probably just sell all my shares and buy 3M because apparently they use a lot of duct tape to build their planes. So you might as well just go right to the source and just buy 3M, I think. Maybe some some super glue, something. I don't know. But not a big reaction. Off I guess it's a recall that they have, but a little bit of a gap down, so $2. At this point, I I think they've priced in just about everything besides another plane crash. I think that's probably the only thing that it doesn't mean the stock's going to go higher immediately anyway. You got a great double bottom on it on a daily perspective. This is probably a decent pullback spot from a longer term perspective. So the swing trade could be set up on this one. It's got to get some kind of, and maybe it's the earnings. But even last earnings that we had was a 48% miss on earnings per share. We also missed by 471 million in revenue. So you can't even say, you can't even feel too confident going into the earnings going, yeah, okay, this is our turnaround quarter. And you still get the recalls during it and all this stuff. So I don't know. It's going to need some positivity. It's going to need some news on it. Do I want to short here? I don't know. If this stock was 2 years ago when this news came out, you would see a much bigger drop than this. So I think if you have bulls in this thing at this point, why are they being shaken out? Like I don't know why now they would choose to leave. So maybe it is finding a little bit of ground. If this thing wants to come back, I think if I wanted to get in here for a swing trade, I would need a bigger drop to 168.60, 168.76, something in that range. You do have a little bit of support, some of these levels here. Say you're absolutely freaking out about this news. I think your target to the downside for today would be about 174.08. See if you get your initial bounce there or if we just kind of plummet right through. But would rather be short on Boeing than long. I don't know how much of all of the negativity is priced in. Like unlimited amounts of negativity and headlines could already be priced in. Yeah, you get some Gorilla Glue, build your plane. They just who they love like the model planes where like you sit there and you piece together like the wing, you super glue it. You're like, look how good I am at this. I could try it on a real one. Do it on the real one. The recall was only for 7 test planes, so not major impact. Yeah, but it's still not a good headline. That's still not a good headline. First of all, it's a test plane. So I think that recall would mean that they failed a test. Yeah, I was just delays. Yep. So obviously you got to go back to the drawing board with that test. And at this point, I mean, I think we got to give them 400 points on their test for just writing their name. If they can write their name correctly, they get 400 points, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I'm not swinging to the bull camp quite yet. That news doesn't put me over the edge. PayPal. Oh, I didn't spell that one correctly. PayPal. Uh, Better now than once the plane is full of people. So that's progress. Yeah, yeah, I guess that's true. Uh-huh. Yeah, we go on trial and error with just human lives because that's the real effect. You really know then. Yeah, they could have went crash dummies, but they're expensive. Uh, PayPal looks really good. Obviously, I got some positions. You guys know I've been bullish on it for long term, so I'm not selling any of this. Peter, I think, was looking to sell at 70, so if that's the case, I don't think all of them. I think you're shaving some at 70. I think you got some more ways to go. Longer term picture takes me to the high 73s. Probably somewhere in there is the next resistance. I've got nothing really holding us back. Really good gap. This is a retest gap, but you're also jumping over this little uh, opening candle, this retest candle from back in April 30th. Haven't broke it yet. So maybe, most likely, probably with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, all bullish. We see a little bit of some profit taking. $70 mark is a good whole number. Some people might want to take something, but overall, I'm still bullish. I think this one goes much higher. Honestly, 95-ish. I think we head into this 95, 94 range. So I'm still holding for quite some time. I think selling here for me, it gave us a lot of time to get some positions, build some positions. I'm in it, so I don't want to prematurely sell it. And there's nothing at least to high 73s. I'm willing to play it bullish. We'll see how this one. I'm going to need some kind of intraday candles to see how I want to now play this one as a day trade. If you can get any type of retest back to yesterday's VPOC, that would at least take you to 69.15. It is PayPal, so it's got the ability to get back down there. We will see. But looks like we've had a couple decent, good breakout candles. Really nice gap on August 15th, and we're getting that follow through at this point. So again, for day trade, maybe be a little patient on it. See if we get some good candles on it, but I would rather take it in the bullish direction than the bearish direction. Peter says, "Yep, half. You're selling half your PayPal there." So yeah, again, $70 psychological hold number. If Peter wants to shave some shares, I'm sure some other people might want to as well. That might cause that little bit of a pullback. Plus, Peter has like 500,000 shares. So if he sells half, he's selling 250,000 shares. That would probably right there cause a red candle. So not bad. Not bad. All right. Let's see which other ones I missed. Google. What's up, Lyra? I miss you, Lyra. I haven't seen you every single day. And I take attendance. I do take attendance. All right, we got Google. Yep. I want to add this one to the list. It tricked us yesterday. It was a tricky little wabbit. But today we are now above that resistance. See if we get a small pullback again. Not much. I don't really even want to see this full on retest, but I'm looking for like 166.90. We do have that 100 in front of us. That could give us a little bit of a little resistance. Otherwise, yeah, I'm looking for like 169.73. So we got $7.60 higher. And we'll go from there. But really pretty good close yesterday. We didn't close at that resistance or above it yet, but today's open is. So small high wave candle. I'll take that one too, but rather be bullish. It is a retest gap. We have the 100. Maybe today is another small day for rest day, and then tomorrow we break out. Who knows? But I'd want to be more bullish than not on Google. What are those extra Casanova says, what are those extra bar lines on your chart? These ones right here, the red lines, that's my VPOC. Yep, that's my VPOC. I only have 7 minutes to the bell, so I can't really go through it now. But if like 15 minutes, 20 minutes after the market opens, if you want to ask again, I can help you set that up, or we go through that for sure. Coin, but those are the VPOC. Yep. So session volume profile. If you search in your thing here, do session volume profile, and then it should come up for you. But that's the highest volume per price. SMH and CLOX. Yep. Take a look at those. Coinbase is, I think you mentioned that before too. So I'm sorry. I think I missed it. Coinbase is 210.75 would be my next target. Again, it is also a retest gap. At least with this one, we're opening above the 20. If we could get above, there's a couple decent resistance in here, but my first one is this 211 zone, so 211. After that, maybe probably today we go to 215.33, as long as we get some candles closing above 211. Bitcoin, I think, was moving a little bit today, so that we finally got some positivity in crypto space, digital space. Stretch goal for today would take me to about 220 to the higher side. So I do like this one a lot. I'm gonna have a couple points of resistance to get through, but I think they're doable. SMH. Matthew says session volume profile is a game changer for you. Yep, great targets, great resistance. Helps you kind of understand where the money's moving in the market a little bit. SMH, really good close yesterday. Starting to get, so today is obviously a little bit of a gapping down about $2, less than $2. Not bad. The one spot I'd want to take a look at is right here. And that's going to take me to about 249.90. We'll just call it 250. If we could get above 250, if we get some candles to close above 250, I think the probable targets we're looking for is about 255.48. Let this bullish trend just kind of continue. Great bounce off that 200. If we're not opening above 250, if we can't break 250, a really strong support right now is 246.61. So the closer you could buy off that 246.61, the better risk reward you have on the day trade. If that's what you're looking for. If you're in it for a swing, you're still kind of holding through this. But yeah, if we cannot get through 250, I think we probably end up coming down to 246.60, 246.61. So we'll have to see where that one wants to play into. Otherwise, still looks bullish to me. Just a matter of where we can get in. CLOX. What happened to CLOX? What had happened to you? I'd be a little more careful on this one. I think here's my downtrend. Actually, we broke out of that downtrend yesterday. I was eyeballing it. It looked like we were still stuck in it. Good breakout candle yesterday. Not a lot of volume really holding us back. I think the first spot for today is not a strong one, but I think we have the ability to probably get up to about 151.14 and then maybe 152.73. So not bad there. We're above all VPOCs. If you're playing this one, you're looking for continuation. That was actually a really good candle. So we actually broke out of this one 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Friday. Good close there. This was the retest. We used that downtrend as support, and yesterday we launched. Looks really good for continuation. If there's anything else in here. Starting to get a little bit there's some zones in here that could hold us back, but I like this one for a longer term. When do I host the swing room? The pro if you're in it already, great. If you're not in this one, it's a little tougher to get in. Maybe hoping for a small day today, small red candle, and look to take that break tomorrow, but it looks good for continuation. Flag pattern on the daily. Yeah, it did break out. Plus, you have this nice little double bottom. We do have this. We measured probably from the lows back here, I guess, all the way to the highs. That was your 618. Good double bottom. Nice little. I think you even have a 5 wave count. 1, 2, probably 3, 4, 5, something to that effect. I think this move right here is probably your 1, small 2. I think you're probably in a wave 3. That could extend out a little further. And again, we don't really have longer term volume. Back here, we got some resistance. 150.57. And then we start closing above that. That's confirmation, I think. So he says, I'm in it, but sold covered call, thinking of taking it off for break even. Depends. When I sell a cover call, I usually don't take it off. I'll either let them take my shares. I mean, if you could get out for break even and you think it's going higher, then great. Otherwise, you could also just buy some calls if you like. But depends on how much time is left. You're gonna have some theta decay. I wouldn't be too concerned about getting called away, because if you do get called away, you're usually profitable in those trades. Regardless, and then just kind of rotate to something else. But if you want to shoot me a message, let me know the exact expiration, all that stuff. I'll let you know what I would do. But AMD, yep, AMD had a good gap. I think we got like 12 seconds to this bell rings. There it is, less than 12 seconds, I guess. But AMD, nice little gap up. I think we have more room on AMD, a lot more room, actually, probably up to 163. See if we get that pullback. That would look good to me. Otherwise, that is the morning bell. So everybody out on YouTube land, I appreciate you joining us each and every day. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you guys have not.